Hi everyone, this is Tanya, and today I want to talk about books that can help you become a more analytical reader. To me, it's someone who simply likes to read deeply, someone who likes to deconstruct an entire text into its assumptions, into its arguments, into its structure, and reflect on how they engage with each of these. So the books that I've picked today for this video, they are splintered into fragments. Now these fragments, they might seem overwhelming at first, but believe you me, they are the easiest to analyze. Now why I did this with the easiest, it's entirely just because that you have to have a little information about the texts before you pick them up. The first text is George Orwell's Books versus Cigarettes. It is not 1984, it is not Animal Farm, it is Books versus Cigarettes. What I aim to do with this video is I want to discuss few of my favorite paragraphs. This way, it will be like an exercise. Page 24, there is this sentence, but with the much more tenable and dangerous proposition that freedom is undesirable and that intellectual honesty is a form of antisocial selfishness. Now, if you try to break this sentence down and just pick intellectual honesty is a form of antisocial selfishness, ask yourself, what do you mean by intellectual honesty? Can you be completely honest with the statements that you say to your friends? Can you be completely honest with the statements that you say publicly? What do we mean by something which is as honest as the word honesty? What do we mean by adding intellectual right beside it? Then it is a form of antisocial selfishness. Selfishness in itself has this negative connotation to it, that you are being selfish out of your needs, you're being selfish out of your wants. Antisocial selfishness, are they trying to make it seem positive or are they trying to make it seem neutral? This is how you take sentences, rip them apart, ask yourself, do you agree with this statement? Would you like to tweak a little change in this statement? Is it having a contemporary value to it right now, where we are looking into our phones, where we are constantly consumed by data from AI, from robots, where we are practically looking at the same things on our phones? Your algorithm might not be very different from my algorithm. On page 33, political writing is an unavoidable result of self censorship. Let's go again. Political writing is an unavoidable result of self censorship. To write in plain, vigorous language, one has to think fearlessly. And if one thinks fearlessly, one cannot be politically orthodox. You have so much to think about in these few lines. What is political writing? What is this unavoidable result of self censorship? Is it even an unavoidable result of censorship? Do you agree with this? If you agree with this, why? If you do not agree with this, then again, why? What does the writer mean by being politically orthodox? How can you be politically orthodox? How can you write fearlessly? How are they a part of the same sentence structure? Make sure that you keep on asking yourself, is this still relevant? If it is, how so? If not, how so? There has to be an answer to every question, just like there has to be a question right after every answer. If you are in a loop, no problem. Find yourself stuck in that loop, but come out only once you have all the answers that you need. Another one of my favorite parts, yes, one has to remember that the child has little sense of proportion or probability. Go back to your childhood. Do you think you were naive? Or do you think you were naive now? Did you think you were naive then? A child may be a mass of egoism and rebelliousness. Ask yourself, how many times did you rebel? How many times someone tried to cut your wings off just because you were a rebel? But it has no accumulated experience to give it confidence in its own judgment. On the whole, it will accept what it is told. Did you always accept what you were told? And it will believe in the most fantastic way in the knowledge and powers of the adults surrounding it. Next book that I want to talk about. Now, this book is the most detailed anatomy of desire. If you read this well, you won't need another book which explains love to you, which explains longing and yearning to you. I've had this since 2024 and I've deliberately not finished it because I am afraid that what will happen once I finish it. I don't want to finish it. It is one of my most prized possessions. This is A Lover's Discourse by Roland Barthes. Think of small gestures like a hand squeeze, an arm that doesn't move away, a knee that is placed right at the perfect angular distance from your knee. And all these small gestures, all these trivial events, where you think of them as more than other person would think of. You are treating body as a sign. You are treating skin as a language. Roland Barthes takes paragraphs from famous texts like Goethe's work, from Proust's work, and places them in this little book and then tries to explain each of these characters through meanings of love. For instance, I'll show you. There is this page, I have bookmarked it. When my finger accidentally dot dot dot. Every contact for the lover raises the question of an answer. The skin is asked to reply. Look at this. There is a different segment on talking. Language is a skin. I rub my language against the other. It is as if I had words instead of fingers, or fingers at the tip of my words. My language trembles with desire. The emotion derives from a double contact. On the one hand, a whole activity of discourse discreetly, indirectly focuses upon a single signified, which is, I desire you. Now, the entire book is filled with such paragraphs, is filled with such instances. Look at this: to love, love, the intractable, the I am engulfed, I succumb. And this is what I mean by books which have splintered fragments in them, parts which can be cut down and read in isolation and then together. These are two books which you can read not just once but multiple times through different ways. Yes, this is where we end this video. Please let me know what all other topics would you like me to talk about in the next video. And if you too have a book which helped you become a little more articulate in your analysis, then please tell me in comments. I might find my next read from your recommendations. Thank you.